Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day.
Liar's Night has begun. Not only a brand new day, a brand new champion, and a reworked champion every day. New champion, the King of Shadows. He's looking badass. Flags champions, Astarion. Yay. Abrin. Nope. Brick. Dub. Nope. Donar would be great if he wouldn't sit on seat 2, marvellous seat. Esmeralda. Oh yes, absolutely. Kaz? Maybe? Kent? Yes, absolutely. Grunt has just been reworked too. So, no. Kent and Esmeralda, it'll be. Good. Let's have a look at the King of Shadows. And his formation in Liar's Night. The Trickster's Delight. Oh, what's this? Those are 3 slots and 2 slots very adjacent. They are adjacent to each other, and those aren't. I think I get it, because the King of Shadows damages your adjacent champions, and you probably don't want that. I didn't want that speed potion either. Setting up my speedy / gold find formation. Mostly speedy though. Yeah, they are obviously adjacent to each other. That's interesting. That's a interesting new design. Let's get in Chalaxel for some silver. Let's add in human for some speed. They have to be in the front. In the tanking position, let's get in Rust. Up. Didn't go as planned. Rust is in. And let's get in V, because V is always a good option. Unlocking the King of Shadows in 30 areas. Yeah, we will unlock V. At area 50. Yeah, the Shadow Plague. The King of Shadow damages all adjacent champions for 4% of the max health each second, as long as the champions have at least 20% of the max health remaining. So he does not instantly kill the adjacent champions, but that will change. Let's see further. Enters phase 2 and 3. Each time the King of Shadows successfully deals damage in this manner, which means every second, he gains a Shadow Plague stack. Each Shadow Plague stack increases his own max health by 4%, stacking additively. Stacks cap at 250 and reset when changing areas. Good, we have Rian. Let's go for gold now. Mostly gold. Good news. But that didn't make sense, but okay. And King of Shadows has been unlocked. Almost 1 to the power of 10 Reavers favour. King of Shadows unlocked. Let's have a look at his variant 1. Let's try to see how far we can push. We probably need 2 attempts, maybe. Let's see. There's a new boss in town. Oh, wow. Area goal would be at 1200, Shadows of the Past, area goal 1400, and a path through the astral plane. His third variant, area goal 1600. There's a new boss in town. Hold on, got a different idea. I'm going to start that again. I didn't save the formation. Never mind. Oh, goodness. Good. So now we can build up a bit of favour. Then again, why not use your Omen and Valentine and Merylwan, pardon. Reporting error, reporting error. Oh, great. And Merylwan as another great gold find champion. Good. Now let's have a look at his variant 1. Elias Knight. What's with my focus today, Lee? What's with the servers today as well? Getting event details. Might take a while. Retrying request, yes, please. Retry. Well, we're building up favor that way, so not really complaining, but still, I want to start variant 1. Let's have a quick look at it again, and the server get a hit up again. Splendid. Bear with me. Getting event details again. Love that message. Getting campaign progress. I like that one too. Good. Finally, there's a new boss in town, T1. Chase down a masked man who has performed a daring heist with the King of Shadows. Oh yes, we will just do that. The King of Shadows starts information. He can't be moved or removed. Tanking position in the middle of the 3 slots. Only the King of Shadows and champions in the 2 columns behind him, which he buffs, can deal damage. All boss enemies deal 100% additional damage. And the Mad Wizard has a 50% chance to spawn in the second wave of each non-boss area. No other enemies can be damaged. No other enemies can be damaged while the Mad Wizard is alive. Getting to know the King of Shadows. The King of Shadows' main support ability increases his damage and the damage in the 2 columns behind him. That's the power of the King. Good. Let's see how far we've gotten here. Well, not that great, but it might do it. Might do the trick. So, there's a new boss in town, area gold 1200. Let's roll. Oh my goodness, he's looking great. And I fear we have... No, we don't have that bug where you can level champions, new champions above level 1, which is quite a bummer. Getting full speed now, full gold. Picking the highest number here. Still not sure about our main DPS, so I'll just postpone B's specialization. Let's roll. Huge gold find potion, large gold find potion, huge speed potion, and yes, even though we are capped at 10% speed, I'm using a large potion of speed because the medium potion of speed will run out in 13 minutes. So far, BUD setting is Merrill. I really like that. But it should maybe be Rust in that special case. So Merrill and Rust are both neutral. See? So it's going to be a nudge in the right direction from we. Let's have a look at the King of Shadows. Finally, corrupted Guardian and his innate ability. The King of Shadows is undead and counts as dead for the purpose of effects that care about dead champions. Desmond's Lament for the Lost comes to mind, but alive for all other purposes. And yes, there's a patron perk that increases the gold find by how many dead escorts or dead champions are in your formation. Phase 1, the Watcher. When you complete an area with the King of Shadows leading the formation, which he does, and he can't be swapped out or moved even, he updates his current toughness and brutality stacks to the completed area number. When the King of Shadows is defeated for the first time, he immediately returns to full health. His toughness stacks no longer update. Yes, we're going to continue to 1200. His toughness stacks no longer update, and he enters phase 2. When the King of Shadows is defeated for the second time, he immediately returns to full health again. And yes, that guy is persistent. And now his brutality stacks, more of those 2 stacks later, no longer update. And he enters phase 3. His size increases by 25% each time he enters a new phase, so up to 75%. Other abilities grant additional buffs upon gaining these new phases, so that's basically what we have to choose. Power of the King. The King of Shadow increases the damage of himself and champions in the 2 columns behind him by 200%. This is increased by 250% each time the King of Shadows max health is doubled, stacking multiplicatively. Let's see how he damages the champions. A good way to counter that is Viconia as a cleric. So that increases the survivability pattern of your champions with Viconia's cure medium wounds. The power of the King. This is increased by 250% each time the King of Shadows max health is doubled, stacking multiplicatively. Increasing the damage of champions behind him. That's pretty straightforward. Nearly got it with her Aura of Courage, buffing just 1 column behind her. But it's the same mechanic. The Shadow Play. The King of Shadow damages adjacent champions by 4% of their max health each second, as long as the champion's max health is at least 20% of their max health remaining. Each time the King of Shadows successfully deals damage in this manner, he gains the Shadow Plague stack. I've already gone through those, right? And it's not like they have an option here. His ultimate attack, though, the Cradle of Rime. The King of Shadow attacks all enemies with an explosion of magical cold and necrotic energies, dealing ultimate damage and slowing down their movement by 30% for 30 seconds. Let's see how that looks like. Let's pause. The speed potions. Okay, that was okay. It was not really impressive, to be perfectly honest. No, not an impressive ultimate. Next up, Shadow Reavers. I'm not curious about those. Where are they? To get that update. Great. Shadow Reavers. After the King of Shadows enters phase 2, he summons a Shadow Reaver each time he uses his ultimate. An additional Shadow Reaver is summoned for every 500 toughness stacks he has. Each Shadow Reaver attacks a random enemy once every 5 seconds, dealing 5 seconds of BUD damage. The Shadow Reavers last for 1 second plus 0.1 seconds for each toughness stacks he has. Using his ultimate again before the Shadow Reavers expire causes their duration to be refreshed to max. Oh, goodness. Can we actually see those at that speed? Not sure. Pausing speed potions again. And of course, his ultimate has a very long cooldown, so we get in Dungeon Master. And the game crushed. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Not. Oh, that's a marvelous start. Bear with me again. Restarting Idle Champions, checking for corrupted files. And let's try that again. It's not only a brand new day, it's a brand new champion in Liar's Night, the King of Shadows. I've already unlocked him, took the liberty. The game crashed. Servers had a hiccup. Nothing we can really do about that. Cheers. I'm your opinion keeper. Let's have a look at the King of the Shadow in-game. I already did kind of a walkthrough, so I'm not going through all his game mechanics, but I will link the spotlight, my spotlight video, in the description down below. This one, King of Shadows. Oh, he's looking great. He's looking really great. So far, I didn't have to choose a specialization for him. Let's have a look at his ultimate though. And yeah, that was it. The King of Shadow blasts all enemies with cold and necrotic energies, slowing the movement for a short while. Well, those look more intimidating. Those are his Shadow Reavers. I've talked about those in the spotlight, talk through video that I will once again link in the description down below. Yeah. Good. Let's rush. Phase 3, the warrior. Well, after the King of Shadow enters phase 3, his damage is increased by 5% for each brutality stacks he has, stacking multiplicatively. Going to choose that. And unlocked his first feat slot. No, going this one. So his brutality stacks. Where are they? Where are his brutality stacks? Here they are. At 296, that happens to be the highest area, which reminds me to maybe progress. When you complete an area with the King of Shadows leading the formation from the front, he updates his current toughness and brutality stacks to the completed area number. Good. So, first specialization choice, the Master of Pawns or Shadow Unleashed. Master of Pawns would be the King of Shadows focuses on supporting his underlinings in the formation, which means he increases the effect of power of the king, leading the two columns behind him, increasing their damage by 100%. By another, that's going to be increased by another 400%. Shadows Unleashed, the King of Shadows prioritizes his own abilities to deal massive amounts of damage to his enemies. Increases the effect of Power 3, the Warrior, by 1000%. Right now, let's maybe fully focus on Rust as our DPS and increase his supporting powers, the King of Shadows supporting powers, Master of Pawns, increasing the effect of power of the king by 400%. It's going to help Rust. Next specialization choice, reaching area 360. Legacy of Illiphone, embrace the Shadow Weave and Rites of Survival. Pardon. The Legacy of Illiphone increases the effect of power of the king, leading the 2 columns behind the King of Shadows by 100% for each elf, dwarf, half-elf and or human champion in the formation, stacking multiplicatively. 6 qualified champions. Embrace the Shadow Weaves increases the effect of Power of the Kings. Now for each evil champion in the formation, stacking multiplicatively. Qualified champion in this formation would be 3. And the Rites of Survival increases the effect of Power of the King by 300% now for each champion with the healing role, stacking multiplicatively. Additionally, Shadow Plague no longer has a minimum health, and that's good, at which champions will not be damaged. So your champions won't die from the Shadow Plague anymore. And the Shadow Plague stack is doubled. We've got 3 healing champions in the formation. So that's pure math. And the will to survive. Rites of Survival it will be. Good. Rest are just upgrades. Oh my goodness, missing the music. No, I'll do some music overlay later. Champions are maxed, or soft capped maxed. Let's see, Rust should be the BUD setting champion here. Yes, he is. By far, even. Let's have a look at the King of Shadows feats. I don't want him to be a tank. Although I love tanks. Let's increase his general champion damage increase, selflessness, and let's choose the Noble Vision. Increases the effect of King of Shadows power of the King ability, the one I chose before, by another 20%, buffing Rust even more. Area 1200 to go. We are at full speed. And the King of Shadow needs to be level 1645 to unlock another feat slot. Did just that. Tragic Devotion. Oh, that's only a shop item. The Taunt is available as an event reward. I'm still not getting over it. Why Taunt should be an event reward, but okay. So I'm not buying any feats right now. Should have some gold chests, 39. That will most probably buy me the King of Shadows feats even. No. So that was not enough. Oh goodness. Oh, don't fail me again, dear server. A 250 gold chests will do. unstable service today. Nothing much I can do about that. Opening 250 gold chests doesn't take too long. Now we've got all feats that the King of Shadows has to offer. The Grappler, most importantly, the Demon King and the Dark Savior. Good. 4 more feats. And I'm going to pick the Warden. Now I'm going to pick the first specialization, which is once again the Master of Pawns. Right. Good. Buffing once again rust even more. Two gold King of the Shadow chests. She is 3 at area 1600, 300 corrupted gems. Let's speed things up. Because we might make it. We might make it to area 1200. Pretty sure about that. Better knock on wood. You never know. Okay, 1200 on the first run should be possible. Let's try his ultimate when it's really quick. The game is running at 10 times the usual speed, so you barely see his ultimate, and you don't barely see it at normal speed, but that's okay, that's okay. The King of Shadows has a total ability score of 112, and this is the highest ability score ever. See? I think Cars has no Windfall. Yeah. I didn't recruit Windfall yet. But the King of Shadows, I think he is... I'm too lazy to do the math now. But the King of Shadows has some pretty impressive ability scores. He's eligible for, well, Elminster, of course, until October the 1st, 2028. 3 years. Mert, Batra, Strahd, Zariel, Elminster. So, all 5 of them. Splendid. A new all-around champion on the horizon. Let's see how much health Egbert loses. And Egbert is a healing champion himself. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Egbert went down. Egbert even went down. Why's that? And if Egbert went down, human should be annihilated by the King of Shadows. But no. Yeah, depending on last cells and patient stacks. In boss areas, especially armored bosses, human goes down. Because Lassel can skip areas. So human almost every time goes down in a boss area. I'm going to replace human with Evelyn soon. When it just doesn't do the trick anymore. Oh, interesting. Evelyn's fighting stance. A fighting style, protection. After an ally of Evelyn is attacked by an enemy, okay, so the King of Shadow doesn't count. Ha! Dang. Because after an ally of Evelyn is attacked by an enemy, Divine Prayer is buffed by 300% for 15 seconds, which would mean her Divine Prayer would be buffed all the time. Yeah, human is down, Egbert is down. Ooh. It's going to be interesting. Getting Evelyn in right now. Losing a bit of health, yes. Getting Omen in for healing. Yeah, that's looking good, I would say. Reaching area 725. Doesn't look like a problem. At least not until area 1800. See you at area 1000. Reaching area 1000. Still on the speedy formation, and all of a sudden Nahara is BUD setting. Well, we'll see about that once she's replaced by Omen. She won't be BUD setting for long then. Area 1000 done, 200 to go. Time to get the Goldfind formation in. Losing speed, yes, but gaining much needed Lyra's favor. Yay. Already 6 to the power of 47. Getting Maryland's meat grinder in the boss areas for good measure. And I can still swap Kent in for Chilaxel to get even more damage. but it's looking good. It's looking good. Let's have a quick look at the King of Shadows phases. Phase 1, the Watcher. He's got 799 toughness and 949 brutality stacks. Okay. When the King of Shadow is defeated for the first time, he immediately returns to full health. So he was defeated at least twice, and his toughness stacks no longer update, and he enters phase 2. That's why they are stuck at 799. When the King of Shadow is defeated for the second time, he immediately returns to full health again, and his brutality stacks no longer update. So our formation just went entirely down, almost entirely down. Other abilities grant additional buffs upon gaining these new phases. Phase 2, the Warden. He's got 799 toughness stacks, increasing his his health is increased by 1%. Yeah, it's a health increase for each toughness stacks he collected, stacking additively. He also increases the health of all other champions by 25% of his max health, and healing effects on all champions are increased by 25%. It's already a bonus of 5 to the power of 7, going up from 3 to 7 roughly. And the Shadow Reavers. An additional Shadow Reaver is summoned for every 500 toughness stacks he has. Let's see. That's just one more Reaver, that is. Gold would be either 500 or 1000 or 1500. But okay. The phase 3, the Warrior. After the King of Shadows enters phase 3, what's up today? I need some coffee. His damage is increased by 5% for each brutality stack, stacking multiplicatively. He has got 949 brutality stacks, increasing his damage by 1.28 to the power of 22 without any equipment level. It's good. Those are his stacks so far. I would have a 477 Electrum chests, so I can definitely level the King of Shadows up. But what's the fun in that? Getting 3 and later on 4 Gold King Shadow chests anyway. We'll let just the game run and have a look at his variant 2 and 3. Variant 2, Shadows of the Past. Area goal would be 1400. The King of Shadow Shadows starts in the formation, he can't be moved or removed once again. In the middle of the tanking column, 2 Shadow Escorts join the formation. Splendid. Healing effects on champions adjacent to 1 or more shadows are reduced by 50%. Huh. It's like playing Minesweeper. Getting to know the King of Shadows. The King of Shadows gains tanking and DPS abilities to get stronger the longer it takes for him to be defeated. Use healers and tanking champions with taunt to have him last longer. Nearly Wolfgar taunt? Feat? I think so. Well, that could be interesting. Ooh, let's see. Variant 3, a path through the astral plane. Once again, King of Shadows starts in the tanking column in the middle position. You may only use elf, dwarf, half-elf, human, evil and or healing champions. So quite a variety. 1 or 2 Githyanki warriors spawn with each wave. They deal 500 additional damage to the King of Shadows due to the silver swords. And they don't drop gold nor count towards quest progress. Getting to know the King of Shadows. The King of Shadows' second specialization choice determines which champions he synergizes with best. Which one will you choose? Good question. I'm already choosing Esmeralda. And I'm not resetting a tier completion. Nope. Not for just 3 gold chests. No. No, I want to maintain tier completion. Yes. That was close. 14 areas to go. I think we mastered variant 1. There's a new boss in town. First variant of the King of Shadows and Liar's Knight and Idle Champions. 5 areas to go. A favor of 2.6070. That's going up to the power of 43. Last meat grinder. 2.3 now. Almost 4 to the power of 53. 9 corrupted gems and 4 gold King of Shadows chests. I definitely need more coffee. The champions do not need coffee. They are going strong. Proud of you, girls and boys. Let's tackle variant 2 and 3 soon. And in the meantime, I think you know how it is. Everyone have fun, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Cheers. Last boss, last meat grinder. Oh, come on. Let's try that again. Cheers. Last meat grinder. Yeah. Now I'm happy. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day.